I said we're going to have some AOKs here from time to time, and I'm going to attempt to have two AOKs today. One is to Mr. Kurt, Photography by Kurt. I have not seen you in the channel lately, so I'm hoping that you're going to see this, my friend. I do have multiple copies of these, but all of them are in pretty much like the same shape. They're mid-grade, probably between 6 to 7.5, I would say, right after a press. But they are vibrant in color. The staples are attached, okay, but they do have wear on the spine, and then the typical wear that you would have on Silver Age books. I mean, these are books that are 60 years old, you know, in some cases. This one is from 66, so we're looking at 40, 50, 60, oh yeah, almost 60 years old, right? Yeah. All right. So, Tales to Astonish number 79, if anybody's wondering. In the first story, and the stories are done by Mr. Stan Lee with artwork by Bill Everett, and both, I think, layouts are by Jack Kirby, definitely Jack Kirby on the second story. But in the first story, the Submariner actually gets shot in the shoulder. It almost knocks him out, which is kind of crazy. Right there, you see it? Gets shot. And the freaking guy is like he's feeling it. Look at it. He's like, I have reached this place not a moment too soon, for already I grow weak from the loss of blood. Of course, they weren't allowed to show blood back then, I guess, because I don't remember ever seeing blood. Not in Marvel Comics. Then, in the second story, sees the Hulk. Look at that vintage 1960s Hulk. The haircut and everything. And they go into this battle, because any time that Hercules and the Hulk meet, and this is their first meeting ever, their first fight ever, it is an epic fight. Boom! A brute with green skin, is there no end to the wonders of this world of mortals? Prepare thyself, grotesque one, for a lesson from Hercules himself. At last, someone big enough for Hulk to smash. Yo, come on, man. How can you not like the powerful characters, man? These powerful dudes. Look, this is what used to get me into comics back in the day. Just collecting battles like this. I could just pick them up and read them anytime I wanted. Yeah, you know, anytime these two fought, you know, Hercules is known for his strength, the god of, you could say the god of strength. He's a demigod, but, and then the Hulk, of course, is known for his strength. They never really beat each other, not until I think it was the 80s, or was it the early 90s, when Hercules was a shadow of himself, and the Hulk just tore him up in an entire issue. I think it was called Hulk versus Hercules. I might be wrong about that. I do have it somewhere, but I'm not going to look for it. But anyway, this issue is yours, my friend. If you want to, I can slab it, but you're probably not going to get it for another year if I slab it. Because I'm not going to be ready to send it to Mr. Kendra for another 3 months, when I send him a lot of Silver Age comics. If you decide to get it raw, I do have some other books. I was wondering if you have Hulk Future Imperfect. I'm not sure if you have it, but let me know if you have that. I have multiple copies of those as well. and I'll be willing to send you those. Those are going to be reading copies. They don't go for much. Actually, this one doesn't even go for much either. Okay, but it's just a great read, and at some point this might become a hot book, man. Could be. Not out of the question, you know. But this, my dear friend, is yours. Photography by Kurt. Let me know what you want to do, man. Graded or non-graded, and I'll be sending you also, if you don't have Future Imperfect, I'll be sending you that as well. One of the best Hulk stories of all time, that Future Imperfect as well. Second giveaway would be to Jaguar Chicolt. I tried putting this on your on your channel, but for some reason it keeps getting deleted. Maybe it's because I put my email address, speccollector@gmail.com, speccollector with one C, speccollector 1C. Shoot me an email, and I know that Jaguar Chicolt is a reader. All right. I respect guys that read books, man, because that's what I do. That's how I got into this thing, and he enjoys, especially Alan Moore. You know, Alan Moore. I mean, how many Eisner Awards has he won? You know, him, Frank Miller, Neil Gaiman, great writers, you know, among the best of all time. He just loves his stories, nothing not to love about him. I wanted to send you, my friend, some Batman stories if you want them. If you don't, just let me know if you don't, okay? But anyway, hopefully you'll see this video as well. Okay, those books, by the way, Jaguar, are also not high value books, just reading books. Okay, just reading books, similar to what I sent Paulie D, who hopefully should be getting his 2 books hopefully by the end of this week, maybe, possibly, or maybe next week. I don't know how customs work. All right, we're gonna have an unboxing. This Bronze Age, Copper, mostly Copper. I think, no, these are Copper Age books. Yeah, these are Copper Age books, mostly. We're gonna open these up. I know there's some nice books in here. Actually, I like some of the books that are in here. Most of them are gonna be going up for sale, though. I will let you know if I'm gonna keep one or not. I don't remember if I am gonna keep one in this particular box. But yeah, most of them will be going up for sale. All right, let's open this up. These books were sent in to Mr. Kendra first for the press and the clean, and then to CGC. So I'm going to assume, I haven't done the numbers yet, I'm going to assume that the numbers are going to be in probably in the 40 range when this is all said and done. Magic the Gathering. This is the first comic book printed for Magic the Gathering, 9.6. I do have a submission that was sent into CCS. Oh boy, not expecting much from CCS on those, okay, but hoping for the best. They are yet to be graded. They're still with CGC. 9.6. I mean, I was hoping for 9.8, but these were in poly bags. I could have sworn that they were all in decent condition. Well, actually in great condition, spine-wise, but they did have, because these came with a card, they did have a little bit of a crease that was non-color breaking. I think he took that crease out. Yeah, but these I was obviously hoping for 9.8. I think this was a filler to fill the 25. This deserved a 9.6 for sure, though. I don't know what a 9.6 goes for. I know that 9.8 at one point was going for close to $400 or $400 on the dot. These are the second printings, and I think I sent 2 first printings. 9.6, yeah, none of them got the 9.8. So 9.6. This is the regular printing, 8.5. Yeah. 9.6. Second printing. Yep. 2 9.6s. This is first printing, 9.4. I am waiting on those for Hasbro to create something. Okay, Daredevil, to create the Power Rangers universe. 9.6 Daredevil. Picked this up in a YouTube auction. I think I picked this one up from Exile State. 9.6, very respectable grade. I'm happy with that grade. It is a direct edition. Yeah, 2 of these books I sent out. This is the combo pack, right? Yeah, combo pack. This is just a spec book, not something I'm planning to keep in my collection, but it's a spec book. And this is the origin and first full appearance of Calvin Ellis, Superman of Earth 23. Just a spec book. Very first ever comic book printed by Dark Horse Comics. This is Dark Horse Comics Presents #1. I have submitted this book multiple times. I ended up buying a 9.8. Okay, but I've submitted this book multiple times, and I don't believe I ever got a 9.8. Did I get one? I don't think I did. I know I bought one. The back cover is concrete. Still a nice book though. And 9.6. Don't know what that goes for, but that one will be sold. This is how many times you've seen this book. Go figure. I sent 9 out, but this one got pressed though. I sent 9 of these out. Get pre-screen 9.8s. This one I knew needed the pressing. This is how long these have been out there, right? When I sent this out, this book was going for like $175 in a 9.8. Not so anymore, but there's no doubt in my mind this book and the cover A will be a $200 book at some point. No doubt in my mind. Okay, so I'm specking heavily on that. 95,000 print run on these, so it's half and half for the cover A and the cover B. You got to figure around 45,000, a little bit over 45,000 each for cover A and cover B. Okay, this is from Armor Wars. Armor Wars is supposed to be getting done. I don't know if it's going to be an animated project. You would have to think it's animated, right? So this is a 9.6 that came back, and I also have a 9.0. This one is from one of those. Did this come in a toy? I bought this in a lot on a YouTube auction. I want to say I bought this from Roman, but I don't remember exactly who it was from. But this came reprint from, included with Silver Centurion versus Mandarin, Marvel's Greatest Battles comic packs. I could swear that this is probably Toy Biz, but maybe it's not. Gotta think it's Toy Biz though. Maybe had to come in a comic, but either way, had to come in a figure. I mean, either way, it came back at 9.0. 9.0. Alright. Okay, here's one that I'm specking on big time. G.I. Joe and the Transformers. This is the newsstand. And 9.6. I know none of them made. I sent 3 of them out, and none of them made a 9.8, 9.4 on this one. This is the regular one, direct. Another direct. 9.6, 2 9.6s. 194 Omega Men. I have a bunch of 9.8s. I have bought all of my 9.8s on Omega Men number 3. First appearance of Lobo. This is a 9.4. I do have a 9.6. I do have a 9.4. So now I have the 9.6. Both of those will be sold at some point, but not just yet. Lobo is just a greater character, okay, as Deadpool, if not better. But he's not owned by Marvel Comics. And DC doesn't know what the hell they have with their characters. They have no freaking clue what they have, man. None. Why don't they just sell the properties, man? Sell them to Netflix. Netflix at least will get somebody that knows something about comics. Put this guy and make this guy a household name. He can be, okay, just like Deadpool is. Except he's much better than Deadpool. This guy brings cosmic. He is super powerful. He's funny. He's ruthless, bloody, the entire package. Did I say cosmic? Yes. On top of that, is Deadpool cosmic? That's a negative. He is funny. Yeah, 9.6. Again, I was hoping for a 9.8, but 9.6. G.I. Joe. This one I knew wasn't going to be high grade. Oof. I'm happy with a 9.0 on here, okay? That one I'm happy with a 9.0. This is a book that kind of dropped big time. Dropped in price, I mean. This is the Red Hulk. Hulk number 1. 9.6. Not bad. I picked this up really cheap in a YouTube auction. 9.6. Not bad. Okay, here's 2 Star Wars books. This is the first Lando in comics. $9.6. Very respectable. Can't say I'm sad with that. So, and I wasn't expecting this to come back that high. I was hoping to get a 9.4 on this one. So that's a good job by Mr. Kendra. You know what? All of these are a good job by Mr. Kendra. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say all of them are. 9.0 for Mandalorians. 1983. You guys know what this is. 9.0 is still respectable for that. That's going to be sold. Alright, this one was a reading copy. I think I got this from a YouTube auction years ago, 2 years ago. 4.0. Hey, this needed a lot of TLC, so 4.0, that's still a $200 book, and I got that really cheap as well. So House of M number 1, I was hoping, I sent 3 of these out. One of these was Keeping It Thorough. It came in the No Bozo box. Came back 9.6. I sent 4 more of these out because I spec'd on this back in the day. I bought them for $20 each. And I sent 4 more out in a different submission hopefully I'll get next month. And I hope to get some 9/8s out of those. These, though, came back 9/6s, all 3 of them that I sent. And then the 2 best books out of this whole bunch. A 9.4 on Thundercats #1, and I'll pay attention to the price. That's a 65-cent regular direct price. And this is a 75-cent Canadian price variant. 9.6 Canadian price variant. The best book in the lot, and this will be going into the PC. Unless I can get a 9/8, which I don't think I can, because this book is hard to get, and I'm pretty sure a 9/8 goes for some heavy dollars. And a Canadian price variant. A 9/6 will probably go from some heavy books. Yeah, more than likely this is going to go into the PC. I gotta see the finances here, though. I gotta see the finances, but chances are this is going into the PC. I'm going 90% that this will be in the PC. All the other books that you saw here will be sold to the highest bidder, for sure. Okay, at some point or another. Most of them will be sent out soon. Alright, my guys. Later. Have a good night. Oh, no, wait a second. What am I saying, man? Let's go do the numbers. Let's do the numbers. Out of 25 books, I only got one 9.8. That was a Department of Truth #1, which is the one that goes for the least in a 9.8. Yeah, it would have been nice to get a bunch of 9.6s, but it would have been nice to have a few more 9.8s in some of these copper books. Okay, so shipping to CGC, $11.33, because it was shipped in a lot of I think it was a lot of 50 or a lot of 75. CGC's $536.50. That's a lot, man. But it's actually more now, okay? With their second price hike, it's going to be more now. Mr. Kendra, $338, comes out to $885.83. We're going to divide that by 25 books, comes out to $35.43. $35.43. Okay, so that it's very important that you guys pay attention to the prices you're buying these books for. Okay. This actually ended up being a really good buy for me. I bought these. Now, I bought some of these off the rack, but this particular one I bought of man, who was it? It was a YouTube auction. It was a really good buy. Let me look real quick. Here we go. J. Ayer, the comics guy. I think he calls himself. All right, that was a really good buy. Look, it was $164, and that was the Apocalypse. That was newsstand. Came back at 9.8. That Apocalypse, the X Factor #6. I sold that for almost $700. So just that book alone puts me in the black by quite a lot, because that book cost me $199 with the slabbing. It was $35.90 for that slab. So that one, man. And then on top of that, I got a 9.6 Hulk, and the Spider one was a low grade. I haven't sold that. I think that's still with my comic shop to get sold. I don't think it's popped up yet. But let's see, Mr. Thorough, yeah, Thorough in this one right here, Thorough in that Bozo box. He sent me a Cacophony #3. That was the Batman. It was already graded a 9.8. I sold that for $325. I also ended up getting a Something's Killing the Children Prison
That was a mystery box though, so I just lucked out that he put really good books in there. That one came back at 9.8. That pays for the box. So these two books already pay for the box, right? And then everything else is gravy. That's the first one that came back. That's gravy. It's House of M #1 in a 9.6. Yeah, 9.8 would have been much better, but shit, 9.6 for gravy, I'll take it any day. And I still have other books that are still yet to come, right? Yeah. Now, this all gravy. It is imperative that you guys go out. Yeah, I started putting some books out already to send out to my comic shop to sell. The First Echo 9.6. It was Exile State that I got that from. Let's see if we can find it here somewhere. Exile State, right there. Daredevil. It was an Echo lot. $94. That's including shipping. Okay, $94 for that. I can't say that that was a bad buy. That was a great buy. In a 9.6, that goes for, I gotta say, guys, it's gotta go for over $200, right? But maybe $225, $250, and a 9.6. So for $94 plus 35 and change, you know, that puts me in at $130. And the rest is gravy, right? Rest is gravy. This is going out to get sold. This is why, like, you can't go out and expect that every book is going to be a 9.8, and you shouldn't be paying 9.8 prices the way some people do in these whatnot auctions. You know, this one, let's say if it just like it came back a 9.6, the greater, I don't know, or CGC may drop it or something, and maybe it can come back a 9.0, you know, or you have some graders. See, Exile State, I already know that he's like top notch. Every book that this guy sends me, man, has sent me in the past, it's freaking top notch. I got a 9.8 and a 635. You gotta know who you're buying from, right, and trust their lot. Iron Man #7 came back in a 9.8. #9 failed at 9.8 pre-screen, but it's back out with them. We'll see what it comes back. The Boss Logic Shazam, yeah, that one came back at 9.8. Okay, so you gotta trust the sellers if you're gonna buy on YouTube. But yeah, don't pay 9.8 prices for a raw book. You know, I see that way too much, especially in whatnot and YouTube auctions. Sometimes I have seen that with very Gary auctions, where his people go out and pay a bunch of money, man. I mean, he's a good seller. He's a great seller because he tells you the truth. He's telling you what the condition of the book is. And people are still overbidding. They're bidding like as if it was already slabbed. Can't be doing that. Anyway, look, guys. Time to go. Later, my dudes.